The I-35W Mississippi River Bridge collapse. On a summer evening in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a routine commute turned into an unimaginable catastrophe. The I-35W Mississippi River Bridge, a critical highway bridge used by hundreds of thousands daily, collapsed into the river below, sending vehicles, people, and construction equipment plunging into the water. This tragic event not only took lives but raised serious questions about the safety of infrastructure across the United States. Today, we look back at the events of August 1, 2007, dissecting the causes, the aftermath, and the vital engineering lessons learned from the I-35W bridge collapse. To understand the full weight of this disaster, we must first look at the history and significance of the bridge itself. The I-35W bridge was built in 1967 during a period of rapid expansion of the U.S. interstate highway system. It spanned the mighty Mississippi River, connecting Minneapolis with its neighboring city of St. Paul. This steel truss arch bridge was part of a vital transportation corridor, carrying Interstate 35W, a key route for commercial and commuter traffic through the Twin Cities area. With over 140,000 vehicles crossing it each day, the bridge became a vital link for commuters, businesses, and travelers alike. Few would have expected that a structure so central to the daily lives of so many could fail so catastrophically. August 1, 2007, was an ordinary day in Minneapolis. The temperature was warm, the sky was clear, and as usual, the I-35W bridge was bustling with vehicles as rush hour approached. But just after 6 p.m., without warning, the bridge collapsed. It was as if the road simply disappeared beneath the drivers, plunging cars, trucks, and construction workers into the river below. Just seconds. 1,900 feet of concrete and steel fell nearly 100 feet into the river, breaking into large chunks of debris. Cars were crushed and vehicles were submerged in the water. The collapse killed 13 people and injured 145 others, turning a peaceful evening into chaos and devastation. Emergency responders arrived swiftly, diving into the river to save those trapped in their vehicles and treating the wounded on the bridge's remains. The scale of the disaster was hard to comprehend. How could a seemingly strong, reliable structure simply fail? As the dust settled and the victims were rescued, attention quickly turned to the cause of the collapse. How did such a vital piece of infrastructure fail so dramatically? The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, immediately launched an investigation, while engineers and forensic experts combed through the wreckage, hoping to find clues that would explain the tragedy. The bridge, like many others built during the mid-20th century, was constructed using a steel truss design. This type of bridge uses a framework of steel beams connected by smaller structural components known as gusset plates. These plates, while small in comparison to the beams, were crucial in holding the entire structure together. However, as investigators began piecing together the cause, they discovered that the failure had originated from these very gusset plates. It was revealed that the bridge had a fatal flaw built into its design. The gusset plates, which hold the steel beams together, were found to be undersized. In other words, they were too thin to handle the weight they were designed to carry. This oversight was present from the very beginning, dating back to when the bridge was first constructed in 1967. While the bridge had carried traffic for over 40 years, additional weight placed on the structure from construction work and increased traffic flow over the years pushed the gusset plates beyond their capacity. On August 1st, they reached a breaking point. On the day of the collapse, resurfacing work was being done on the bridge. Large pieces of construction equipment and materials had been placed on one side of the bridge, further increasing the load on the already overstressed gusset plates. This added weight was the final straw, and the plates buckled, leading to the catastrophic failure. The collapse sent shockwaves across the United States. Bridges are a symbol of reliability, strength, and connection. And the sudden failure of one raised urgent questions about the condition of the country's aging infrastructure. Could other bridges face similar risks? How many others had flaws hidden deep within their designs? In the weeks that followed, thousands of bridges were inspected for similar vulnerabilities. The federal government called for immediate infrastructure reviews, and states began reevaluating their transportation priorities. Minneapolis itself was in mourning. Memorials were held for the victims, and a sense of unity arose in the face of tragedy. For the families of those who lost their lives, the bridge collapse was not just an infrastructure failure. It was a deeply personal and devastating loss. Survivors and first responders alike recalled the horrors of that day, the chaos, and the grief that followed. Within days of the collapse, plans were already underway to rebuild. The need for a new bridge was urgent, but so was the need for ensuring that such a tragedy would never happen again. Engineers and city planners quickly got to work on what would become the St. Anthony Falls Bridge, a new structure designed with cutting-edge technology and heightened safety measures. The new bridge, completed in September 2008, was designed with extra redundancies and real-time monitoring systems to detect stress or movement in the structure. It is equipped with sensors that measure everything from temperature changes to stress levels, ensuring that any issues can be addressed before they become dangerous. The St. Anthony Falls Bridge stands as a testament to resilience and recovery, but it also serves as a stark reminder of the risks we face if we neglect our aging infrastructure. The I-35W bridge collapse was a wake-up call for the entire nation. It showed us that even the most relied-upon structures can fail if they are not properly maintained and monitored. Since then, more attention has been given to infrastructure safety. New guidelines and regulations were implemented for bridge inspections, and greater emphasis was placed on the maintenance and replacement of aging infrastructure. In 2009, President Obama passed a $787 billion stimulus package, which included significant funding for infrastructure improvements. Despite this, many experts argue that much more is needed. The American Society of Civil Engineers has consistently rated the U.S. infrastructure as underfunded and in critical need of repair, with hundreds of bridges still considered structurally deficient. With advancements in technology, we now have tools to monitor infrastructure health in real time, from sensors embedded in bridges to drones and AI systems capable of predicting potential failures. These technologies, along with increased funding, are essential in preventing future tragedies like the I-35W bridge collapse.